Hi, everybody. This is Caroline Sotheby, and welcome to Up, Down, and Around Town. Well, if you kept track with us the last couple of weeks, you had an idea what was going on in the city. And last Friday, went down to Copeland Center, and there was fun in the sun. And this gives you just a little idea of who was at the hall. It was at least cooler in the hall, and the hot dogs were grilled outside. As you can see, they're coming through the door, and some people already were sitting down to enjoy it. And everybody seemed to relax and feel that, hey, this is a good place to be. It should be more often. As a matter of fact, what I'm thinking about it, for some of you people, reminded you about the Downriver Senior Olympics is coming up. And I talked to Amy there at that time, and she says about 20 women and men have sent in their applications, and they'll be starting the Olympics August 14th. Brownstown is in charge of it this year, and next year Southgate will be. Anyway, that took care of that week. This week, we're going to concentrate on something that I thought was very important. This was put on our government channel, and maybe Neil can go there. There it is. Beautification Awards, and deadline August 4th. So with me right now is Alice Iglesia. Thanks for coming down. I usually capture you and say, okay, what's happening? Okay. You put that on as a reminder, August 4th. Now, you didn't have that ever before, did you?
Oh, we've had it every year for a long time.
I mean, you had the awards and that, but...
you mean posted on our webpage?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. I just didn't see it, see?
Probably didn't see it.
Yeah.
And it's a new little flyer that we made up this year, so...
It was nice, yeah.
Yeah. Usually it's just written out. So,
okay. That's what made the difference there.
So that part was different, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do they send in an application or a name or address or whatever?
You can do it through the website. They can drop it off at City Hall.
Uh-huh.
I'm even certain you can do it via Facebook. And if you see a house that kind of strikes your fancy, they look kind of nice.
Uh-huh.
Submit a picture and the address. You don't have to have the owner of the home.
Okay.
But if you submit a picture and the address, and then the Beautification Commission will meet all together, and we will vote on winners.
Okay, so somebody sends in an application, you have an address. What do you guys do before you take a vote? You go out and take pictures of it, or what?
We take pictures. Some of us drive around to look in person, because sometimes a photograph doesn't capture how it really looks.
Right.
Yeah. So, but then when we actually do the actual voting, we're looking at the photographs.
Okay. So it pays to go around.
Yeah.
Even though you see a picture, because like you say, it depends if it's like a corner house or more of the flowers and that are a different area.
Right.
You wouldn't
but
get
we
it.
generally use the from the street. We don't necessarily go in backyards.
Okay.
It's from the street, so the curb appeal.
Okay. You know what? You mentioned about backyard. Are there some people that actually send it in because of the backyard?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Yes. They do. They'll send in everything. The front yard, the side yard, the backyard.
Okay.
So it's kind of fun.
Well, how many do you get?
This year we're going to do 15 homes and 5 businesses. So we do both homes and and businesses
Okay.
throughout the city.
All right. So for somebody that is looking at a home or is their home, make sure they get in by August 4th.
Correct.
All right. And then that's when you guys do your work.
Correct.
And so
We
when do
actually
the
have funding.
beautification awards come out, though?
They would be announced like within a week after we do that.
Okay.
And then the actual award is presented at the city council meeting the first Monday after Labor Day.
All right.
Yeah.
So you have a little time, though, because by that time you have to get the awards made
Correct.
and figure all that.
Correct. It takes time to do all that, yes. Yes.
And then,
But they're announced right away in case someone wants to drive around town and take a look at them themselves.
okay, that's the reason that you usually put it then
Right.
on the website.
Correct. Correct.
So, okay, before everything gets plowed under or dried out.
Towards the end of summer, things start to look tired, as I say. The flowers kind of look tired.
Hey, we have to give credit, though, because the weather did play a good part this year.
Yes.
Your flowers
Yes.
are beautiful and nice and full. And
Our downtown flowers are fabulous.
Yeah.
Well, we have new pots that are out in front of City Hall,
okay,
and they're a commercial product. And we had to fill the pot with water, and it has a very large reservoir in it.
really?
And it has, it's not really a wick. I call it like carpet that's on the top, which goes down to the bottom of the pot. So the top part of it is where we put the potting soil, and then we plant it on top of that.
Really?
And so we only have to, what they say, top water every 7 to 10 days. And
Okay.
they just look fabulous.
Yeah.
So they never really have dried out all summer. I go around and feel to see how they're doing, and they're still moist for a very long time.
Really?
Yes,
Well,
that's a
is
big
that a
help.
commercial one right now?
Yes,
Really?
yes. So that's what's out those larger pots out in front of City Hall.
Okay, so for some people, if we're doing our own planning, could we do something similar to that?
Oh, sure, you can buy those. You can
Yeah.
buy pots. Yes, they have a little, we say a reservoir in the bottom.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it keeps them moist,
How
but not
about
like
that?
this.
Oh, no, I know. Well, you guys have enough area to take care of that, knowing that you don't have to do it all.
Every day, no.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
And we got so used to one gal going and helping you that it's right now she's sort of retired.
She's retired. Our wonderful Maggie is
Yeah.
retired. Yes.
And so, hey, what days do you go out where you can get some help?
Oh, I go out every day,
You do?
a different part of town, but we maintain just the DDA district,
Okay.
so we
But
go.
you do a little bit extra.
Oh, when we do, we do, we do.
How many are on your group anyway?
There are 9 of us,
Uh-huh.
and normally there's 10. So if anybody out there is interested in being on the commission, you can contact us via our Facebook or our webpage. And you do not have to be a master gardener, but you have to have a love and a little bit of knowledge of flowers and planting,
And of course, love to do garden work
and love to do it. Yes.
because not everybody is
No.
tuned to that. No.
No. No.
And not everybody can kneel down or bend over
No.
like,
I have to bend over. I can't kneel down.
okay. I do too when it comes to that. Hey, I did go and get a couple shots of other people that do gardening, and the city has an area that they can do it.
Correct.
Okay, maybe we can go through some of the, It's the community
the
garden.
community garden. It's on Grove and Biddle. And this year, we've added what we call raised flower beds
Uh-huh.
for anyone who
Whoop.
is unable. Oh, there's our beautiful shed that Cindy Kincaid painted. Our new benches. We have a wheelchair accessible picnic table and drinking fountain and benches. We have 2 water stations where hoses are attached. But
Yeah,
these are
there's
the
one right there.
raised these are the raised beds
Uh-huh.
for people that are unable to bend over. And these
That's-
are the other beds.
They've been there for
Right.
quite a few years, right?
Right. They've been there for a while. And for a lot of people don't have a space in their yards, or they may not have a yard. They might live in a condo or apartment and want to plant a garden. And even though it says community garden, these beds belong to individuals. So it's not community produce that they can come in and
Right.
help
Okay.
themselves. So it's beautiful. Oh, there's a big sunflower there.
Yeah.
Tomatoes. So we have 2 beds that a wheelchair can be wheeled up to, and they can garden around them by sitting. And even the other raised beds, they can wheel their chair up alongside of it, and they
Okay.
can still work. So
Well, it gives them something to do, and they can.
yes, yes,
Yeah, it's great.
yes.
Now you had mentioned that it's not city where you can sell it or buy it. It's a personal. How early in the year do they actually have to request a spot?
Pretty early because they all are filled. They fill up pretty quickly.
And probably a lot of repeats.
And a lot of repeats. So even at the end of the season, their applications go out, and you can apply at
Really?
the end in November. Yes, at the end of planting
Okay,
and
so
harvest.
by that time you know that you're going to have a spot.
Correct. You might. Yes.
You might.
Yeah. First come, first serve.
Okay. Now, for some people that say are doing their own gardening at home, what's your first advice to them? Like how to get started? What do you do first? You first get an idea where you want to go, then you figure out what plants you want to look for.
Correct. So you have to decide if it's a shady area or a sunny area or a little bit of both.
Uh-huh.
And if you go to any nurseries or even the big box stores, the tags on the plantings, whether it's a flower or a vegetable or whatever, or even herbs, it tells you requires so many hours of sunlight. So it's important you do that. I know somebody asked me the other day out here, my flowers aren't growing very well. And that was my first question. And it was a young man, and he said, no, I don't think they're in the sun. I said, well, obviously you must have flowers that require sun. So,
Okay.
so those 2 things are really important. Also, it should have a decent soil. If you have a lot of rocks, which sometimes you do, I know I have some in my yard, you need to add some little bit of good topsoil, and
So what would be a good place to get it from?
you can buy topsoil anywhere.
Anywhere?
At any box store, any of our fine hardwares, Jerry's or Hood's, they're very helpful.
Okay. I never thought about that. Because you're thinking you're not going to get an awful lot, but if somebody had a large area, that's when you'd have to have a truck or something. to
Right,
get
you would go
more.
to a nursery, right,
Okay.
where they could help you with the.
So
with
just getting those individual little boxes can save your soil and.
Sure,
All
sure,
right.
sure.
So what's your favorite flower?
Oh my goodness, I don't know if I have a favorite one. I like them all. Like, who's your favorite child? I like lantana. I like daisies.
Uh-huh.
I like regular old begonias. I like those.
Uh-huh.
I like sun patience.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I like, I have tall phlox in my yard that are blooming now. So I
So
have
you
a lot.
have something in your yard too,
Oh, yes.
besides that.
Yes. Yes. I have it as a person told me one time, you orchestrate your yard.
Oh,
So you start out what comes in the spring, tulips and daffodils and those type of bulb flowers.
uh-huh.
And then you have lilies and other things that come up, roses. So there's something blooming
All the time.
all the seasons, all through the
Yeah.
summer.
It's just like farming happened here about this one fellow that lives in the area where he has a farm, and he's in the area where they sort of overlook each one, and of course what vegetables already are out and what's
Correct.
coming up now. I
Yeah.
mean, his strawberries or the blueberries and all this
Right.
stuff. So like you said, on your orchestration of the backyard, you're having something all the time.
Right, that's
and that,
blooming.
and that's what they're doing.
Yeah, like sunflowers are blooming now, and daisies, those kind of flowers, they bloom now.
Okay.
Yes.
How about that? All right. You also, even though it's not the DDA area, you guys make sure that the area around the Purple Heart is taken care of.
Correct.
You also had some of the new pots on the other side going into the World War II monument. I
Correct.
took pictures of that, but I couldn't find it today right now. But it makes a difference.
It
you know?
does. It does. It does. So we have Superior, the Memorial Boulevard there, with Purple Heart, World War I, a Veterans Monument, and the Vietnam Monument, and then into Bishop Park is World War II. And we have volunteers and helpers that help us with that.
Okay.
And the log cabin at Bishop Park is looking beautiful.
It is. It really
Yes.
is. Sometimes when we have guests come from out of town and they happen to come down Biddle, they'll make a comment, well, gee, that's pretty. And so it's nice to know that the city is taking care of it. Well, I shouldn't say the city. It's the people of the city that take care of it and make sure it's looking nice. And you have people for the art fair coming, and you have people for the parade coming in. So it's like, come on down and see, and you
Yeah.
want to show that.
Sure. Yes, we love it. We just love it. And we're very, I guess the word is patriotic, but we love our memorials to all of our veterans, and it's kind of important to a lot of us.
Yeah.
So it's because we love that we kind of take care of those areas. Yeah.
Okay, so you have like 9 people hoping to get a 10th one on your group, but how many extra volunteers usually come out and help?
Well, in the spring and the fall, we have anywhere from 30 to 40 or 50 people come and
Really?
help. Yes. Yes, we
and,
do.
and that's necessary because you're coming from Oak Street all the way down to Eureka, plus going in.
Right.
Yeah.
From Superior, yeah. From Oak Street, yes. Really Chestnut.
Chestnut, yeah.
Chestnut Inn. Yes.
Okay. All right. So for somebody that may be sitting home and say, I don't know if I can do it, but what would be a good way to start? What's a good day that you're there most of the time and can have some help or need help?
Really, any day in the morning,
Really?
especially weeding, yes.
And where can they find you?
I'm driving that green Gator, and I've been wearing a big hat because of the sun. So if you come and you say I have a half hour, I'll say here you go, and I'll show them where they can pull weeds. And
Okay.
right now I'm trying to clean up some of those daylilies that are around the trees. They're looking a little sad, so they need cleaning up so they'll,
Okay.
they'll look better.
So can somebody actually learn how to do the gator? Or is that strictly yours?
Well, not everybody can drive the Gator. Sorry.
Probably not. Yeah. You got your license for it.
I got my license.
Oh, God. All right. You know, I was thinking of something. Do you ever go to Colton Center, or are you with the seniors or anything?
No, I'm not.
No.
I'm a senior, so I guess I could.
Yeah. Well, I know I finally went down there like Friday when we were announced, and I sat down, and I haven't been there because, well, Jack's been gone for almost 7 years, and we used to go there on a regular basis and play cards with a whole group of us around, and then several of them passed away, and it's like I don't go there either by myself. You just don't want to go by yourself
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
time. And this Barbara was there, and she said, "Oh, I remember you. Hey, why don't you?" So I'm thinking, okay, but maybe with the Downriver Senior Olympics coming, I might go down there.
There you go. That would be great.
Yeah,
That would be
and see
great.
what's happening.
I guess I have, especially with helping water the flowers and that in the city, I just don't really have
The
that
time.
window of time to do. But I will someday.
Okay,
I will
All right.
someday.
when you retire, like.
When I retire.
Oh, gee. Okay, for some of you that just might want to know what's happening this weekend, Aaron Bartel used to come on the show and tell us about the 5K run. Well, he was busy. So I said, well, okay, I'll remind everybody that it's going to be this Saturday at Heritage Park in Taylor. And usually they have even little kids have a little run or a little walk. So they usually have a big group, and they've been doing a lot of good work with their proceeds.
Where do they go to?
Where do they go to?
The proceeds.
Well, for a while it was for the solar system between the Wyandotte post 1136 and then with another post in Taylor. And he told me that just recently they managed to get Fort Street, that one area dedicated to a sergeant that had been from Taylor and was killed in the service. So I haven't gotten there yet to find out, but he said it's on Fort and Goddard. So they went through the ritual of getting that permission, and so that was taken care of, I guess, with last year's proceeds. But yeah, they usually try to do it for any of the legions, because most of them they're dedicated to the fellows and the gals that passed away in
Yeah.
the service, no matter what war. And it usually starts at 9 in the morning and works probably to about 12:30, 1 o'clock, somewhere in that area. So that's for somebody that may want to go down there, or maybe even call and say, hey, can I get one of these things and permission to go for a walk? And like I said, it's either a walk or a run. And they have the little kids have their own little thing. That's cute to see.
I bet.
I mean,
I
they come
bet,
there
yeah.
and they're so proud, you know.
And they're full of energy.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. So that's Saturday, the 29th. Next week, my gosh, I don't know. I think I left my calendar at home, but it's already coming up August.
I can't believe it.
Yeah,
It's hard to believe, isn't it?
all right. So who knows what's going on? We'll have to find out and then give them an idea.
And we're even already thinking about our fall planting. So,
Oh, yeah, when do you start that then?
well, we've had to place the order because they have to put them
Yeah,
together. So,
okay. Do you do bulbs at all? Plant bulbs or just
the fall?
plants? Yeah,
we have in the past.
you have?
We have, but we've talked about that. Yes.
Okay. So if somebody just tuned us in, she's here to remind you that the application for the summer,
Beautification awards.
yeah,
Right.
deadline is coming up
August the 4th.
August the 4th.
Right.
And if you need any help, you guys you don't have seminars or anything, do you?
No, we don't. No, we don't. Sometimes we put little informational things on our Facebook page.
Okay. And
Yeah.
if anybody does have a question, of course, they probably go to the nursery or
Sure,
something like
they can contact anybody, any one
Really?
of us. Sure. Sure.
All right. Are you still involved with the religious?
Oh, yes, yes.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Because that is something that I wasn't sure. Because you've been with that too. That's a religious store
Correct.
at St. Pat's. You there, open Saturday and Sundays?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
10 to 12 on Saturday and 9 to 11 on Sunday.
Okay,
They can stop before, after they go to church.
okay. Anything special in the place now?
Nothing unusual now. The sacraments are done, so we'll prepare for next year's Holy Communion and confirmation.
Okay,
But we still have greeting cards and rosaries and medals,
okay,
scapulars.
okay. You know, Our Lady of Scapular had at St. Stan's area last weekend the Christmas in July, and Mary Jo gave a presentation. Took me right through the whole place. Once she started talking, she kept on and on. You know,
She could do
but
that.
they prepare for that almost a whole year.
They do. They do.
And then they says, "You're going to come back in October, aren't you? We're going to have another one." And I said, "Yeah, let's wait." So I went there. It was at Saturday, and I said, well, "You can see where some of the places were already picked up." But she says, when they sell, they bring more out.
yeah.
And I says, "Well, what are you going to do with the rest of it?" She said, "Well, we'll probably have for the October one too." So,
That's great.
but those gals work.
They work very hard, yes.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
So anyway, the religious store is open at St. Pat's Saturdays and Sundays especially.
Yes.
Now, if somebody wanted to buy something in particular, could they get in touch with the
Yes.
parish?
Yes, they could.
Okay.
Yes.
So who else got the key besides you?
Ah,
Father Brennan?
Father Brennan does have the key, but I don't know if he'd come in for that. But he would make sure I found out. So
You'd find out.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, thanks, Ellis, for coming. I know
you're welcome.
there's a lot of things going on. We just get a little bit here and there.
Yes.
But at least they have a chance to hear and know. If they want to get more information, they can get in touch with you guys, right?
Correct. Correct.
Okay. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Up, Down, and Around Town. Bye-bye.